Welcome to our Devos this week, and we are so excited because this week we're tackling a subject that if you could tap into it, it's going to change everything about the way that you relate to God and the way that you connect to your own life. I want to talk to you about 5 unlikely benefits of the resurrection. Now, I cannot overstate this enough. The most important thing a Christian could ever be excited about in the Bible, the most important thing of our belief system, the most important part of our faith, and this is biblical, but it's also practical, is the fact that Jesus rose from the grave. Of course, we celebrate the cross, but we really come alive in worship because of the resurrection. So I'm going to give you a couple of these to really focus on that the resurrection does for us that we never really think about a whole lot. And the first one is this: the resurrection is the simple proof that Jesus is God, okay? Now, why is this important? Because there are going to be people that you meet in your life, and they're going to say, oh man, there's so many religions, like you could believe in anything. There's religions that are so old. There's new religions. There's these religions that are like popping up. You could join them on Facebook and Craigslist, and you could become, that's fine, but you know who God is. And you know that there's only one way to God. Why? Because of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The resurrection of Jesus Christ is the singular event to prove that Jesus is God. It proves that Jesus is the one that holds death and life in his hands. Look with me in John chapter 11, verse 25. This is after the emotional moment where Jesus arrives at Lazarus' tomb and performs one of the most well-known miracles in the scriptures, where Jesus raises Lazarus, who had been dead for 3 days, from the grave. But he makes this declarative statement. And this is the statement that I want you to think about when you think about the resurrection. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. What is he saying? He's saying that he has the power of life and death in his hands. He is the embodiment of life. So though something is dead by science, declared dead by others, declared dead by natural causes, because he is God, he can bring it back to life. And that was proven even more when Jesus himself was crucified. When he died upon the cross, when he was buried in a borrowed tomb. And 3 days later, he himself rose again. Why did he rise again? Because he is God. Because he controls death. Because he controls everything. He is sovereign. He is sovereign over all things. He is the resurrection and the life. So the next time you're like, I don't know why I believe in God. There's so many other different religions. There's so many other different paths. There is only one world religious leader that ever died and came back from the dead. There's only one religious leader who was ever murdered by people that opposed him. And those people failed to produce a body to prove that he was murdered, because Jesus isn't dead. He is alive. He rose from the grave. He ministered to people for 40 days, and then he ascended to his Father in heaven, now where he makes intercession for those who love him. Jesus is alive, and Jesus' life after death proves once and for all that he and he alone is God.